If we only focus about teaching the people how to make a living, then we create a population of economic animals.
Hello, welcome to my video, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to do this very quickly. You see, I posted this video on my channel here on YouTube since 2014. Profound word to Nigerians. They don't care, okay? You see, when you begin to expose the food, and they will become, irritated. You see, they will have these itching ears, okay? And they will become uncomfortable. And sometimes they will just bow down their heads like a chump. And that is what this motherfucker has done here. You see, there was this, economic summit that was organized in Lagos 2014. They invited a lot of, delegates, a lot of personalities. So there were two men among them that actually said something that was very, very profound. That would have, make the Nigerians return home and have a thought about this and say, maybe, we are sea animals, okay? Because they would have looked around and see that things are not working, okay? So the first one was, Shakasvili, ex-Georgian president. I talked about what he told the Nigerians. And the second man is actually this man from Singapore. And this is what I want to deal with very briefly today. And a question was asked. I wouldn't want to start the video from there. And they asked the man, they asked the Singapore man, how did Singapore actually arrive there? That they are where they are today, one of the most talked about country of the world. Not just being talked about because they are stealing, but because of what they have achieved as human beings, that God gave the capacity, to develop themselves, to live like civilized people. How did you guys got there? That's what they asked this man. And let's listen to what he said. I'm going to be making some commentary because it is what I have been saying. A lot of stuff that is lacking in the Nigerian society. Why you see that things are like that today? While I told you several times that Nigeria will not move forward, the Nigerians, until they work on themselves. Buhari, Boko Haram, those are not the problems. The enormous problem of Nigeria today had to do with the Nigerians. Okay, now let's listen to this man right here.
Singapore went through those periods of economic development, and yesterday we were introduced to the World Economic Forum Global Competitiveness Index, and if you look at it, Singapore is number 2.
You hear what this guy said? In terms of global competitiveness, Singapore is number 2 after Switzerland. That's what this man said. This is a country that was nowhere to be found 20 years ago. Okay? The civilization that you have, machineries and industrial development actually started from Europe. They were able to do what? To imitate them and said, we have to be like these people also. That's what Chinese is doing today. That's what Japanese has done. Talking about almost 50 and 60 years ago in the global economy. So let's listen further.
In the whole world, Switzerland is number 1. And Singapore we did not come there by accident.
You see, he was basically talking to the Nigerians. Look, I know you're clapping right now, but we didn't go there by accident. We work hard. So you clapping there? Listen.
We work on it intentionally.
Intentionally, you see, we worked on it intentionally. It wasn't just a miracle that fell from the man upstairs. We're not just relying on whatever that we have around there. No, it was an intentional development, human development. Let's listen further.
And education is very important to Singapore because we have no resources. We don't have natural resources. We don't have minerals. We don't have a hinterland. We don't even have water to buy from our neighbor.
You just hear what he said, and you hear the Nigerian man from the background there say, wow. Oh, you guys, we're not having water? Oh, we have water here. We have boreholes everywhere here. That's the water we have. Oh, you didn't have water in Singapore? Wow. You know, we have boreholes, even though we have toilets around that are not cemented, that once it rains, it washes all those excrement to the underground water there that you call borehole or to the aquifer. And that is why in Nigeria you usually have this cholera outbreak, you know, other diseases coming from borehole. And the Singapore man is not telling you that they couldn't build borehole because they never even think about that. Boreholes are not for human consumptions. Boreholes are for animals. That is what they use even in South Africa. They use them, where you have farmlands. And in Europe and everywhere, that's what you have. Boreholes are for animals. They are for livestock. Okay? So when that Nigerian man just said, wow, it's like, wow, you guys already have water. And the Singapore man said that they actually they were buying water, or they usually buy water from the neighbor. When we talk about water, he's talking about water that is prepared, you know, coming from water corporation. That's what he's talking about. He's not talking about borehole. They are more than that. Their mentality just so above there, because once you have a low mentality, then you will begin to make some low decisions like animals that are not trained. The Germans are known to be people of quality. When you hear quality, you know, you hear of standard. Those things are synonymous with the Germans. Germans set up standard. In other words, once they build a house, and once that house has not met the standard they have set, it's not yet done. Once those roads, that's why the Germans have the best roads in the world. You know, Autobahn is known all over the world. The Americans will rent a car, you know, in Germany just to come and spend 2 weeks a week in Germany just to experience that road, Autobahn. Okay? Because Germans have standard. Those things were set by their forefathers. During Hitler, the whole thing was very much high. The standard of Germans were very high. That's why the Germans were known for that. It all comes from value, which this man is going to talk about.
And so we have one resource, human beings, a lot of hungry people.
You see, this man is very subtle, okay? In other words, he's using some style to be talking to the Nigerians, but fools wouldn't understand it. He talk about, we didn't have water, we didn't have food, and you see the Nigerians laughing. You know, we didn't have food. Oh, they will laugh. Oh, we have food here. Even though Nigeria has been rated as a country with the highest poor people on this earth. It used to be India, but India has tried and helped their people, but the Nigerians are getting poorer. They just laugh. Oh, you didn't have food? You didn't have food? We have food here. But this man is very cunning. He's probably talking to the Nigerians. You're going to hear further. Let's listen.
And so we came out of the war in an economic situation of abject poverty. Since we have no other resources, we focus on the human resource. We have to wrestle with this issue. What then is the purpose of our education? We came to the realization that the primary purpose of education is to teach our people how to live.
Wow. You see, that is what I want to bring to you all. That they have decided that the purpose of education is to teach their people how to live. How to live means a lot of things. If you were to expand this, it has to do with value, it has to do with character, it has to do with morality, it has to do with, be honest. This is what this man is talking about. He's not going to mention this. But what he is trying to pass across is that there is no need to educate a population when they do not even know how to live. That the priority, and that they see this as a sine qua non, to the development of their country, whether in terms of economy and otherwise, that they have to first of all teach their people how to live, which is what I have been crying about every time I say how value cry, how Nigerians lack this common civility that you can see among other African countries. You see, I've dated so many girls from Francophone countries, Gabon, Cote d'Ivoire. I was in Togo briefly, and I met other girls from, my God, they will tell you the type of picture they have about the Nigerians. They even have names that they give them when you go to a place like Cote d'Ivoire and whatever. Why? It has nothing to do at all with criminal activities of the Nigerians. No. We have criminals all over the world. As a matter of fact, the Italian mafias are almost being celebrated for their criminalities. So why would they, celebrate Nigerians? Because the Italians are not like us. The Italians, they have Ferrari, they have Lamborghini, they have Bugatti, they have a lot of stuff that they manufacture as people that have value. They have culture that they have gave the world, apart from technology. You look at Italy, not that it's a perfect country today because of corruption, but that civilization, they are situated in Europe. They are European, they have a lot to offer. They have high-speed train, they have modern transportation system, they have water, they have electricity, they have everything, they have institutions where their people will graduate from those institutions. They are able, they are capable, they have this know-how to begin to invent and develop technologies. So people not going to look at the criminal activities that the Italians are engaging in. Instead, they will celebrate that. That is why I talked about the failure of Nigeria. There is a word that I coined. I never heard this from nobody. This comes from me. That once a country fails, or once a country is seen as a failed country, the people there automatically are seen as fake people. That's my word. From my own philosophical capacity. Irrespective of their class, of the people coming from that country, like what we have in Nigeria. That's why Ambassador was disgraced. He was treated in such a derogatory way at Canadian airport. Because who cares? He's not going to go around with his Rolls Royce, but he's going to go around with his passport. That's what I've been thinking about all my life. I say, okay, this is the way it works. Once a country is seen as a fake country, the people who's coming from there, it doesn't matter what that person have. That person automatically bear that stigma as a fake person, and he wouldn't be respected. I'm gonna do a video about this next time. Let's listen further. Let's see what this man had to say.
And this is totally in agreement with our honorable keynote speaker. Because at the end of the day, if we only focus about teaching the people how to make a living, then we create a population of economic animals. We create a population of cowboys.
Wow. That is very profound. That is very touching. I'm caught up in emotion right now. Like I just want to start weeping. It looks like this man just went to the street of Abuja or Lagos, everywhere, and begin to see how people are living. You see, the Asians are very, very cunning. They are very subtle when they are dealing with or when they are talking to people. They wouldn't want to just hit you and I said, this is what you need to do. This man was probably talking to the Nigerians, but they wouldn't get it. Some of them who somehow would get it, they probably felt, disgrace and being exposed the way this man was talking. And you will see them bow their heads like a fucking chumps. That the purpose of education, according to this man, is to teach their people how to live. That at the end of the day, if we just educate our people. And we fail to educate them how to live, that we are going to have what he called economic animals, economic cowboys. Just look around. Is that not what you are seeing in Nigeria? Economic animals. You want to have money, but you don't care how you get it. Someone want to kill a mother want to kill a son for the purpose of having that money. You have the police who has accepted to be, to go into that profession. In other words, a profession of, being a servant. That is why in the US, their motto or their slogan is actually called to serve and to protect. Police are not rich anywhere in the world. They are servants to serve. They have honor. That is why once they are killed, whether by accident or by bullet, they have to be honored. They are like military. They are servants. They serve the people. We don't have that mindset. Police now, they want to ride big car that someone working in the bank is riding. That is why they are taking bribe. That's why they have to go for robbery. That is why they have to do a lot of stuff. They fail to understand because they've not been taught who they are before they even go into this. You see, the teachers, professors in the universities who are supposed to be servants. That's why in the US, you see, I talked about this before. Why the Nigerians who arrive in the US or those who are born there are making it big there in the US. That is now because of that, notion that they are more intelligent. No. Nigerians value education. We understand that, just like the Jewish people. But when they arrive in the US, why is it that they begin to, surpass everyone else? Because they find themselves in an environment where you have professors and teachers who devoted their time to impart, the knowledge in their capacity, everything in their capacity on these very students. So Nigerians became the recipient of this, good thing coming from these professors and teachers. Some of these professors in the US, teachers, some of them are not married. It's not like what you have in Nigeria. If I was a Nigerian president right now, for you to be a teacher, we have to make sure that you marry to only one woman and that you don't have more than 3 children. Otherwise, you cannot be employed as a teacher. Those things have to come with teaching people how to live. It has to do with value. It has to do with good behavior, discipline. Back in the days when we have Idiagbon have to, handle Nigerians like the way you will handle animal. When you will bring animal from the wild, environment, you bring that animal home. You have to teach that animal. You have to beat that animal to conform to the way you want it. That is the way Nigerians were handled. After that time, they were left to now begin to behave wild. Even when you see Nigerians right now in Europe, you see pictures coming from Nigeria. You see the way people walk, even just normal walking. They leave their stomach, they drink beer, they don't care. You see, life is not like that. God gave you life. The way you will go to the salon to cut your hair, the way you will wash your clothes, the way you take care of yourself, that's the way you have to see the way you walk in the street. I see people walking like animals. Immediately you know that is a Nigerian man, that is a Nigerian woman. Women frying food and eating the way they don't supposed to be eating. Their stomachs are falling apart. Oh my God. All this thing comes from not knowing how to live. I was watching a documentary the other day in Russia. There was this school that is set up there by the French people and teaching the Russians how to behave. In other words, they are teaching them that what they call haute couture that actually comes from France. Because France is where everything all started. Today it might not be like that, but I'm telling you, go and look at your history. That's why you have all this perfume. After they create this haute couture, they have to have perfume. They have to have wine to do parties. They have to have this a lot of different even what they call this drink, the Hennessy. They are coming from France. Champagne is coming from France. They have this perfume, like I said before. Then after that, they have to have these different designer, Coco Chanel, Yves Saint Laurent, all of that. Then of course, you have Italy also. They teach you how to handle spoon, how to handle glasses when you are drinking, how to shake hand, how a woman has to sit down and not bowing her head down as a woman. A woman have value, she have pride, she have to sit straight and look gorgeous. I saw this school in Russia teaching Russians, and you see the Chinese right now. They have this money now. They are buying this wine. They are buying this champagne. They are buying these designers coming from Europe, coming from France. They are buying these expensive cars from Germany. They have to learn the right way to use all these things. When I see the way people organize comedy in Nigeria, I just laugh. I see the way they organize party, I just laugh. It's not for you. If you want to know how to do these things, I mean, if you are interested, you want to live this Western life, then learn how to live it in a proper way. You can't build a house and have toilet inside and buy a car and have this and have that. You have few kids now. You say, hey, yes, I don't want to be like a white man. All this came from Western countries. Those are Western civilizations. In Singapore, they didn't have nothing. You just hear what this man said. But they have to learn how the Westerners started it. And they begin to behave like that. They begin to teach their people how to live before above any other thing else. So that they will not have disciplined population, honest population that is very, that have value. So that's what this man was saying. Common walking, the way we walk, it makes people to stigmatize the Nigerians. I see people walking you. Why is it so hard for you to walk properly? Why is it so hard? The way you talk, it has nothing to do with Benin or Yoruba. It's everywhere. I was in the bus the other day. I see Yoruba people, Benin people. It's the same thing. They say attitude. I'm not saying every Yoruba like that, or every Benin people like that, or every Igbo like that. No. I see, one Igbo woman always talk inside the bus very loud, but not every Igbo are like that. But we have this attitude, this mentality. I was forced to stop one lady. I said, if everybody are talking like that inside this bus like this, look at people are looking at you. Can't you just look at their eyes and see that they're not having it? For you to just tone yourself down a little bit. When somebody call you in the bus, always tell this person, look, I'm in the bus. I'll call you when I arrive home. What that person want to tell you, there's nothing he want to tell you that is important that you cannot discuss at home. But all this thing comes from lack of civility, lack of value. You've not been taught how to live. And that is what this Singapore man is telling you today. Teaching the people how to live. Let's listen further. This is very interesting.
If we only focus about teaching the people how to make a living, then we create a population of economic animals. We create a population of cowboys, and we don't want that. So I echo our keynote speaker that the purpose of education, the primary purpose, should be to teach people how to live, which means we are talking about having values and character that build a better society.
Wow. You see, that is, when you listen to most of my videos, I talk about value. How value cry. In my last video, the previous video I just did, that was a few days ago. How value cry because of what is going on in Benin right there. And this man said that they have to teach their people how to have value, good character that build great country. You see, I was talking about this, similar situation like this with a fellow Nigerian. How movies that don't supposed to be shown in the day are being shown on public televisions in Nigeria. kids are exposed to those immoralities. Talk about this. I told the Nigerian guy, I say, in the US, there are these so-called, music videos. They normally made them too. I mean, once the video is a little bit explicit, they have to make them too. In other words, nobody will even hear that video in the day. That is why you have also the radio version, where they call the words, all those explicit words, they will call them off, so you can play them on radio in the day. And in the night, they will play the dirty version. With their videos, it's like that. Their movies are pretty much rated by the government. They have a body that is responsible for the rating of movies. You bring out movie, you submit it to this body, they have to rate it and say, okay, it's PG-13 or whatever. But this guy didn't even understand what I was talking about. But that is what you have. That is the lack of education, lack of value. Like economic animals. Like this man said, that's what they were afraid of. They see it as very, very important to first of all teach their people how to live. Nigerians still never know how to live. That's why you have these economic animals that this man said that they wanted to avoid. And that is what you have today in Nigeria. You hear Moloe, people shouting there, people fighting. In Nigeria, people can just fight. Police fight the citizens, military fight the citizens fight themselves, argue inside the bus, come down and fight themselves, tear each other up clothes. It's lack of value. You don't fight in Europe. If you fight, police gonna come. If you ever injure any citizen of any country in Europe, you go to prison. You pay for, first of all, for the treatment, you go to prison. So this is what the people of Singapore wanted to avoid. Let's listen further.
Then secondly, we have to talk about teaching our people how to make a living so that they can become marketable or employable, and they can be, like we mentioned, they are relevant to the society, and they can make a contribution to the nation to alleviate poverty, to create wealth by their contribution. We have come from a very poor country. When we got independence in 1965, our GDP per capita was about $400.
Just listen.
So it's a very poor country. Today, our GDP per capita is over 60,000. And so we need to help our people, our population, to get out of their generational poverty trap.
All right. You see, I just wanted to do this video, to confirm what I have been saying. It is unfortunate. As we are talking right now, we just saw what is going on in Benin right there. Brothers fighting themselves there. And not just only in Benin. This is not to talk about or to attack people in Benin there. It's what is going on everywhere in Nigeria. Everywhere. And until we actually teach our people how to live, that morality, value, and honesty, I think these are the three major things that Nigerians are facing right now. They lack these major things in Nigeria. That's why you see, like I said before, the police want to have Mercedes-Benz, even though they're supposed to be servants. In the US, military do not have money. I made it in Germany. You know how much they pay military there? About $500 or $600, which is about 400 something euro. So after that, they use them, they dump them. They already understand that they are there to serve their people. They are servants. That's why they honor them a lot. The Nigerian government, it's not from nowhere. They are, all the leaders, Nigerian leaders, are taken from among the Nigerians. That is who we are. That's why I don't believe in these, Buhari. Buhari have his own problem. Buhari have his own problem. Protecting of the herdsmen have his own problem. But without all that, Nigerians has not be behaving well. There has been this lack of civility that's been depicted everywhere. That you see other countries of Africa, you see Nigerians are people who are savage. It's not because of the criminalities I said before, no. It's the attitude. You look around, things are not working. People talk anyhow. People walk anyhow. People behave anyhow. They eat anyhow. Money, 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 money. You don't care how you get that money. But that's not how you build a society. Like what this man just said. Education first. You need to teach that wild animal first to conform to the rules. Then before you can begin to do other things else. It's all good. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Yeah, hope to see you in another video again.
Wow, that's you.